Hazrat Usman ibn Affan Razitala Anho was the third Caliph of Islam and one of the most respected companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Known for his generosity, piety, and deep commitment to Islam, Usman's leadership expanded the Muslim empire and shaped the early history of the Islamic State. His caliphate marked significant developments, including the compilation of the Quran into a single unified book, a contribution that would influence generations to come. Join us as we explore the life and legacy of this great companion and leader, Hazrat Usman Razitala Anhu. Hazrat Usman Razitala Anhu was born in 576 CE in Mecca into the wealthy and respected Umayyad clan of the Quraysh tribe. He came from a family known for their honor and status, and his father, Affan, was also a prominent businessman. Usman was known for his gentleness, generosity, and strong moral character from a young age. Before embracing Islam, Usman was already recognized as an honest merchant and was highly respected in Mecca. He married two of the Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, daughters, one after the other, earning him the nickname Zu Nurain, meaning the possessor of two lights. Usman Razitala Anhu was among the early converts to Islam. His conversion came when the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, began spreading Islam in Mecca. Usman's acceptance of Islam was a turning point in his life, as it brought him closer to the Prophet and the early Muslim community. He was one of the first to embrace the faith, which was a bold and significant act considering the growing hostility of the Quraysh towards Islam. His commitment to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his dedication to Islam made him an invaluable supporter of the Muslim community in the early days. Throughout the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Hazrat Usman played a key role in the development and spread of Islam. He participated in important events like the migration to Medina and the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Usman was also a generous benefactor to the Muslim community. He famously purchased a well in Medina known as the Well of Ruwa, which was previously owned by a Jewish man, and provided it to the Muslims. This well became a major source of water for the early Muslims and was a clear reflection of Usman's generosity. Moreover, Usman's role in the Battle of Tabuk was notable. When the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, called for a military expedition to face the Roman Empire, Usman donated a large sum of money to equip the army, earning praise from the Prophet, peace be upon him, for his dedication and generosity. The Prophet even declared, "Whatever Usman does after this will not harm him," acknowledging his extraordinary contributions. After the death of Hazrat Umar ibn al-Khattab Razitala Anhu, Hazrat Usman was elected as the third Caliph of Islam in 644 CE. His caliphate lasted for 12 years, from 644 CE to 656 CE, during which he oversaw the expansion of the Islamic Empire to new regions, including parts of North Africa, Persia, and the Byzantine Empire. One of Usman's most significant accomplishments as caliph was the compilation and standardization of the Quran. During his rule, there were concerns about differences in the recitation of the Quran due to the expansion of the Islamic State and the diversity of dialects. To preserve the Quran in its purest form, Usman ordered the creation of a single, standardized copy of the Quran, which was distributed to all major Islamic regions. This preserved the Quran for future generations and ensured its uniformity across the growing empire. Usman's rule saw significant territorial expansion. Under his leadership, the Muslim empire extended its borders and several key territories were added to the state. This included parts of North Africa, the eastern Byzantine provinces, and parts of the Persian Empire. He also made substantial administrative changes. Usman strengthened the central government and reformed the economic system. He appointed family members to key positions. But his favoring of the Umayyad clan led to some discontent among various factions of the Muslim community. His rule saw the establishment of a strong navy and the conquest of Cyprus, marking the beginning of a new phase of Islamic expansion through naval power. His leadership style, however, was criticized by some for being more centralized and dynastic, which led to growing unrest in the later years of his caliphate. While Usman's reign brought prosperity and expansion, it was not without challenges. His favoring of the Umayyad clan for key political and administrative positions led to resentment among other groups. Critics claimed that Usman's appointments created a sense of nepotism, and discontent began to grow. Additionally, some of the decisions made during his caliphate, such as his handling of economic matters and centralizing power, alienated certain segments of society. Dissatisfaction ultimately contributed to protests and unrest in the later years of his rule. The growing discontent culminated in the siege of Usman's house in 656 CE. After days of being surrounded, Usman was martyred by rebels who broke into his home while he was reading the Quran. His death marked a turning point in Islamic history and led to a period of political unrest known as the First Fitna, the First Islamic Civil War. Despite the challenges during his reign, Usman's legacy remains significant. He is remembered for his contributions to the preservation of the Quran, his generosity, and his leadership during the expansion of the Islamic State. His martyrdom symbolized the deepening divisions within the Muslim community, which would continue to shape Islamic history. Hazrat Usman ibn Affan Razitala Anho remains one of the most pivotal figures in early Islamic history. His generosity, devotion, and leadership helped shape the course of the Islamic State. As the third caliph, his contributions to the standardization of the Quran and the expansion of the empire were monumental. Despite facing opposition in the later years of his reign, Usman's legacy continues to be remembered for his piety, his dedication to preserving Islam, and his courage in the face of adversity. Hazrat Usman's life serves as a reminder of the complexities and challenges faced by early Islamic leaders, and his sacrifices remain an important part of Islamic heritage.